very rim of known space, justice is a long way away.
Hello, my friends, and welcome to the Space Game Junkie Podcast. I am, as always, your co-host, Brian. I can't talk today. And joining me, as always, is your co-host, Julie.
Morning or afternoon, depending on where you're at.
Your co-host, Thorsten.
Hello. Yes, evening.
Glad to have you back after last week's kerfuffle. Also joining us is your co-host, Jacob.
I am alive. He's nice.
Is that good or bad? I never know anymore. And your co-host, David.
Still hoping my stomach will stay in one piece here.
Oh, God, I hope so. Hello, everyone. We're missing Spaz again this week. He's still having some health issues. Wishing him well. Hope he heals up as quickly as possible so he can get back on here. We miss him. But we haven't done a check-in in almost 2 months. So being alive, always bad. Yeah, I know, right? It kind of feels that way, doesn't it? Especially these days. Oh, my God. So, friends, we're going to do one of our regular check-ins. This is where we talk about what we're playing and how we're doing. We do this every 4 to 6 weeks, just as it's good to check in with those closest to you every so often, especially during these crazy times. It's good for everyone's mental health. It's good for you, the person who's checking in, because, you know, you're making an active effort to engage with other people. And it's good for the people you're checking in with because they can tell you care. So if there's someone you haven't checked in with lately, yeah, just send them an email, send them a text, you know. We got to help each other. That's what I say at the end of every stream is we got to help each other. That's the only way we're going to get through all this pandemic, war, election nightmare nonsense that we're all going through right now. I hate interesting times. Hate it. I don't want to live in interesting times. I don't want to be a part of a history book. Sucks.
Brian, you missed a lot now.
What do you mean?
You missed a lot.
What did I miss?
Talking later about it.
Okay. I haven't been as active on our Discord, if that's what you're talking about. I've just been so busy. But yeah, so we're going to talk about what we've been playing and how we're doing. And I'll, start. The first game that has been taking up most of my time is on the stream up there. It's Taxinaut. I cannot stop playing. I mean, every so often I take a little break, but almost every day I'm playing this at least 1 or 2 runs. Like almost every day I'm playing this a bit because there's something so comforting about it. There's something like I feel like this game was made for me specifically. Big open world game where you get to be a taxi driver. What? A space taxi driver? That's amazing. Yeah, it ticks a lot of boxes for me. And I've talked about Taxinaut before, but like I usually burn out on games. I burn out on games pretty easily, but I just passed the 70-hour mark with this one, which for me is a lot. Because I most games I play not even an hour and then I'm like, I'm done. I'm a very what was the term I think Julie came up with? Virtual tourist?
Yes, virtual tourist.
Yeah, I'm
a
very
friend
much.
of mine calls me a virtual tourist all the time. Yeah.
I also like thinking of it as a buffet. Like I don't go for one thing. I always like get little bits of all this here and there. So yeah, I can't stop playing Taxinaut. I played only a little bit today to make the recording that's streaming in the back of the video here, and I didn't want to stop. It's so fun finding new planets and finding new locations and just exploring this massive universe, running into interesting people. So yeah, Taxinaut has been my biggest time sink lately. As for how I'm doing, it's been a bit stressful lately. Nicole started graduate school recently. And
Congratulations.
yeah, it's great for her. She's when she graduates, her school district gives her an automatic pay bump. That's why she's doing it. Like if I got a master's degree, no one would give a shit. But excuse my language, but if she gets a master's degree, she automatically moves up the pay scale in her district. It's just
That
automatic.
is good.
Yeah, no, it's great. It's great. So it's going to be about a year-long program. And because of that, I've had to pick up a lot of the slack that we did together. Like we would, I'm a relatively new cook, but now I'm doing pretty much all the cooking. We used to share cleaning duties. Now I'm doing the majority of the cleaning. So that's been a little stressful.
Just for being a teacher, it should come with a Medal of Honor.
Oh, I 100% agree. 100% agree. I mean, I get nervous about her going to work every fucking day. Excuse my language. Because you never fucking know. You never know what's going to happen to a school. You never know in this country. Freaking ridiculous. So like, yeah, I'm terrified every time she goes to work. Every time. So yeah, teachers, principals, all those people that work in those targets that are public schools. Yeah, they definitely deserve. So it's been a battle. So it's definitely been a bit extra stress for me lately, but I'm slowly adapting, getting better at cooking, which I wasn't at before, for example. So it's been a very busy, kind of stressful time, but you know, we're gonna work through it. Hopefully she'll be, whoa. Yeah, they're doing construction on our complex. Earthquake.
Nothing to hear.
We didn't hear it, but I just felt the room shake. Like something just happened.
Interesting.
I just felt the whole room just go boof. What the and that was not I don't think that was an earthquake. That was something with the construction. Earthquakes feel different. That was definitely something. I hope everyone's okay over there. Like 20, 30 guys over there. It is not the wind. That's also been a little stressful as all the noise. But I mean, overall things are mostly okay over here, thankfully. Julie, how about you? What are you playing and how are you doing?
Well, excuse me. I had a supervisor many years ago, back when I started with my current employer when dinosaurs roamed the earth, that used to say, "Don't start Julie." It didn't mean me, it meant everybody else, don't start her talking. But the deal is this, as far as what I'm playing is, there's a famous Peanuts cartoon. And I won't go through the whole thing, but basically the gang is laying around talking on a hill, cloud watching, and Linus says, "Well, you know, I see a map of the British Honduras of the Caribbean," and someone else says, "You know, I see clouds over there that look like an impression of Stonington Stephen with Paul standing to one side." And Charlie Brown says, "Well, I was going to say I see a horsey and a ducky, but I've changed my mind." And when I talk on this show about what I'm playing, that's what I feel like, because I don't play a lot of RTSs, because I'll get into it a little bit. I'll talk a little bit about what's been bothering me on the job, but I've been playing, and pause for laughter, I've been playing Epic Mickey Rebrushed and having a great time because I'm a big Disney fan.
Oh, I've heard of this game.
Yes, when I was a child, me kind of a mutant, we couldn't, I was in a family did not have a lot of money, and you got a new pair of shoes when the nickel size hole got up to a quarter. And when I first went to Disney World as an adult, and I saw Tigger, and it was pouring rain, and there was Tigger, and I just broke down into tears because he was my favorite character. I also bought Zelda Echoes of Wisdom for no other reason than the Princess Zelda finally gets to rescue the Shining Knight. And for once, after all these times in Link being the hero, Zelda is the hero. So even if it was a horrible game, I'd buy it. I have not played it yet. I was playing Star Trekker, but let me tell you, I have played a lot of flying games before, and I've used my flight stick. I've used my Xbox controller, but trying to control this truck in outer space is like trying to push an elephant across the rug on its nose. And if I thought, oh, hey, it'll be like Euro Trucker, Not a chance. And you're
Ooh.
a trucker. You can see the highway. You can see what's going on. I thought, hey, I'll be flying past nebulas. All it is you go from one port to another and never drive more than a mile. But so I said, I'm done with this shit until somebody at least fixes the way the truck handles. And I know somebody will say, well, it's realism. Well, how do you know what a spacecraft actually handles?
Did someone say that to you? The space truck?
No.
Okay.
No, but I'm imagining it because I've heard that in other games. And
Fair.
Unless you work at NASA or you work for SpaceX, how do you know? How do you know what it's like to be in the back of in a C-130 unless you've been there? I have. So I'm always a little afraid to admit the game that I'm playing because I have an extremely stressful job, and when I come home from work after a 10.5-hour day, I don't want to play Dark Souls and try and figure out the best way not to be killed. So, and on the job, this will tell a little bit about my background. There's a lot of money at stake, but if anybody have ever seen It's a Wonderful Life, there's a scene in there, and Jimmy Stewart, one of the main characters, and he's just kind of lost it. And Zazu, or I think it was Zuzu, comes home and she's got a cold, and he calls up her teacher and just bitches her out one side, down the other. He's normally a nice person, but he just lost it. And the teacher's husband comes over and gives him a box. But in this scenario, every day at work, I'm the teacher because there's a lot of money involved. And this week, I'll get things like, yes, I know, because of my dulcet tone, sometimes on Discord, people will say, hey, dude. Well, not a dude, but at work, I'll get people say, hey, I want to talk to Julie. This is Julia. I want to talk to Julie. Shall I try another language? This is Julie. You don't sound like a Julie. I'm a Julie that controls your money. How about that? I'm going to hang up this phone, call your boss's boss's boss, and then you can explain to that person. And when I finally get done, I talk to my boss this week, and I said, boss, you've seen a movie called Outland? And she said, yeah, sure, Sean Connery. I said, Sean Connery plays a sheriff, and there's an actress, God rest her soul. She was in this movie named Frances Sternhagen. In her youth, she was like the it girl, and Frances Sternhagen, it was a wonderful actress. And at one point, she's the only person that'll help Sean Connery, and she plays a doctor in this. And at one point, she just slumps against her office wall and says, I'm too old for this shit. And I told my boss, I'm too old for this shit. If I can afford to retire, I would. Somebody did the math for me, and now I know how old I am. And yes, I'm the oldest person on this podcast. It's a mental exercise. If you work at it for at least a year, you can forget entirely how old you are. Somebody did the math. So yes, now I'm the oldest person on the podcast, and I'm too old for this shit. Not the podcast, the job. So I have been playing Epic Mickey Rebrushed. It's wonderful. It's relaxing. And people sometimes get angry at Mickey, but Mickey always comes back.
Now I want to watch Outland. It's been years since I've seen that movie. It's a great movie. If you guys haven't seen Outland, it's so good. It is.
Great movie. Yeah.
Amazing cast.
No matter how old Sean Connery got, he was always a hot little number.
Okay.
Did I ever tell you the story? Okay, side note, tangent. Did I ever tell you guys the story about when I saw him in person one time at a movie screening?
Let's hear it.
So we went to see, it was The King and I, at a local theater that sadly doesn't exist anymore. And I was one of the few guys there. Sean Connery, he was like in his 80s at this point, and I was one of the few males in attendance. So we're all in the lobby area, and we could see the celebrity. There are a few other celebrities that came, but as soon as Sean Connery shows up, you just hear a gasp from like all the women around me, like just this, everybody, just, And so I turned around and I'm like, ladies, if you had the opportunity, would you do him right now? And I almost was knocked to the floor with the chorus of yeses. Like, just Every woman of every age, pretty much. They were younger women there. There were older women there. It didn't matter. They would all have jumped on Sean Connery's 80-year-old bones. No problem.
There are two actors in this world when they were, no matter what age they're at, that every woman should get a pass for. The first is Sean Connery. The next is Jeff Goldblum. Doesn't matter how old, man.
Oh, I'm a straight man, but I totally understand Jeff Goldblum. What an interesting character.
Especially when he was younger in those beefcake pictures, it's like
Jurassic Park. Yeah.
He makes your heart skip a beat.
The Fly. Yeah. Well, before he transformed. Yeah. Oh, man. Chris, I'm a straight man, and I've never understood why people find Johnny Depp attractive. He is a strange, not to body shame anyone, but he's a strange looking dude. He just gets stranger looking as he gets older. Like, what's going on with that guy? And Julie, we're not like typical. We're not like, this is a safe space. We don't care if you play fucking Candy Crush. Candy Crush is a game, so you're a gamer if you play Candy Crush. So don't stress about it. You should never feel.
Since you mention it, I used to play Candy Crush, but it's one of those. It used to be back when I did show 100, and the other show was a long time ago. The phrase was "go mobile or go home," and then started all the microtransactions, and that is by a company that just lives for microtransactions. And now, if it's free to play, I said no, thank you.
Well, if you look at a chart of revenue based on which platform the game is on, mobile just is the juggernaut. It's like mobile, then PC, then then consoles. Mobile is huge, so I get it. But it's sad to see, but I get it. I hate microtransactions too, but it's working.
I still play Star Trek Online, and I think that game still exists because of the whales. And, go ahead. There's a lot of people, they say, hey, the California class is out now, but you gotta buy a lockbox. So it's like, okay, everybody's going to start in the lockbox. It's not for me, thanks.
Yeah, that's frustrating. Just let me buy it outright if you're going to do it that way. Just make it $20 and let me buy the damn thing. All right. Well, I'm sorry your job is stressful, Julie. But I don't even know if retirement is a thing anymore. So
no, retirement is not a new thing, and the fact that the house needs a new roof says so. And before anybody gets their knickers in a twist and says, oh my God, she lives in a house, that's only because Fran's father paid for it and left it to her when she died. That's the only way. And let me tell you, trying to buy a house now it's tough coming up with that down payment. If you want to get down payment, if you're a veteran, you're okay. They'll help you out.
Oh. Well, that's one of the reasons Nicole's going to grad school, is so we can start stocking away more money for that particular down payment. Because, yeah, it's bad out there. At least in America.
Everywhere else, too.
Yeah, I believe it. But I've been hyper-focused on the local housing market because someday we'd like to move into a house, but holy crap.
Oh, boy.
It's capitalism, it's Airbnb, it's so terrible right now. So terrible. Anyway, back to better things, hopefully. Thorsten, what are you playing and how are you doing?
Okay, playing. I start with playing. That's a positive thing. I ran into a game I was very hyped about, and the hype was real for me. That's that's a thing that happened not for a long time, for a very long time. And the game is Wild Bastards. And to put it mildly, it happens very rarely that I play a game for 9 hours straight nowadays.
Holy crap.
Mostly I'm bored after let's say an hour or 2 hours. That's the time my attention span is okay with. Let's put it that way. 9 hours happened not for a long time.
That's amazing.
And there are only 2 games in the past 4 years that managed to do that. The first one is Hard Space Shipbreaker, of course, and the other one is Tenzin Out. And gosh, this game is better than I expected.
Oh,
Much better for me, at least. I mean, it's always a personal thing, of course, but I don't want to spoil anything about this game, but it's an amazing shooter with roguelike elements, and that's enough. I don't want to say more about it. But I love the graphic style, I love the music, I love the gameplay, I love anything and with this game.
yeah.
I can't believe that this even happened nowadays.
Well, you love the first one too, Void Bastards. You really love that one too.
I already loved Void Bastards. But Void Bastards, it took a long time until I fell in love with it. But this one was love on the first sight. Love on the first sight. I can't use another term for it. And then that's a complete contrast to it. I fell in love with Caravan Sandwich.
Oh, that's that like driving survival game, right?
It's not a survival game. It's you are driving around with some kind of mobile home on an alien planet.
Oh,
but it's more like an adventure. And it's one of the rare cases that I really like an adventure game. And this one, again, I fell in love with it. I could nearly say the same about this. Like I said about Wild Bastards. I love the graphics. I love the music. It's the complete opposite to Wild Bastards, of course. Because this one is a really cozy game, and there's no violence in it. But just driving around on this planet and looking at the scenery and talking to people is enough for me. I love it.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, it looks very cozy. Honestly,
it's extremely cozy. It's really cuddly game.
I like I like the idea of a mobile base. Also,
yeah.
Definitely have to get this one at some point.
Yeah, and my private life. Okay, life through something I never expected to happen at me last week, about a week ago. And I knew if it would happen, it would break me, and it broke me.
Oh.
And I don't want to say more about it. It's absolutely crazy. I never thought that would happen. Never. And that's everything from me.
Oh, I'm sorry, man. Is there anything we can do to help? No,
nothing. It is as it is. Simply as that. Got to deal with it.
Well, I mean, do you have help dealing with it at least? Are you not?
Not anymore, because I got into some conflicts with those who are supposed to help me, and I've got to search new ones.
I'm sorry.
Happens.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Life has thrown you a curveball, man. This is the decade of curveballs, isn't it? Jesus Christ.
It's 4 years in a row now that are bad.
It's just been a shit decade. I was thinking of this the other day. Like the 2020s have been like the worst decade in, I mean, maybe my lifetime.
Same for me. And I had already 3 decades that were pretty shitty before that.
And I grew up in an abusive home, and the 2020s have been pretty shit.
Yeah, agree.
Oh my, yeah. I mean, it's not getting better. It's not getting better. That's the problem. At least doesn't feel like it's getting better. Like, ugh. Yeah. I don't know when this pandemic will end. Yeah, how many wars going on now?
Too many.
Too many. Another one. We might have to. Another one might be starting like any day now. So yay! It's time travelers. If you find a record of this is not a great time to live in. Really, this is.
Turn back.
If the world's been destroyed and you find this, this might give you an indication as to what happened.
You might want to leave.
Yeah, don't stick around. Don't stick around. This is not a great place. Probably why we haven't been visited by aliens. We're probably like the Alabama of the universe or some shit. You know?
Now you're going to get email from everybody from Alabama.
Well, I'm sure there are some lovely people in Alabama, but, you know, red states. Anyway, Thorsten, I hope whatever the curveball was gets better. I hope you get through it. I mean, time does help a lot of things, and I hope that time and maybe some more help gets you through it. We're here for you. If you ever want to talk about it, we are here for you.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it.
So, Jacob, how are you doing and what are you playing?
I'm alive and generally decent enough.
Yay!
What I've been playing, a lot of tabletop stuff actually.
Oh, that's fine. What is it?
Some wargame stuff. There is the delightfully named Conquest: Last Argument of Kings, which is a fantasy war game inspired largely by ye old Warhammer, back when that was still a thing. Except now it's sort of a thing again, but I don't know specifics.
Oldtimer is always good.
Yes. That being said, besides that, there's Kill Team, which is a game from Games Workshop and based on Warhammer, but it's a sort of small squad level skirmish game, which is very fun.
Oh, I
Mostly because it's cheap.
I remember the PC version of that. It wasn't very good.
Well, it's a different game.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Well, okay. It's not the exact set. It's a rule set that has changed like 6 times since that time, so that's probably why.
Yeah. I played it back when it came out. I was like, what is going on here?
And also on Warhammer.
Came out in a lot. Oh god, 2011. Yeah, long time ago.
Oh no! See, that game actually predates the game Kill Team, like
what?
the tabletop game Kill Team.
What?
So that's that.
So it's a completely different thing.
Yes.
Yeah, because this was a twin stick shooter that just was mediocre.
Yes. That is exactly it. They share a name, but they're very much different games altogether.
Well, okay, but they're still but they're both Warhammer.
Yes.
Okay. I'm so confused.
Oh, gee.
Don't be confused.
Okay, I mean, I'll just accept it. It's just, I'm glad there's a good Kill Team. I guess I'm glad there's a good Kill Team after this this not so great game.
Oh, absolutely. Besides that, what else? Right. So for video games, besides me slowly chipping away at FF14 again, as I tend to do on and off, I have been binging a bunch of co-op games for several reasons. Helldivers 2 got a big update. Warhammer Darktide got a big update. Space Marine 2 came out and I enjoy it. Are we following?
Yeah.
Okay. What else is there? A bunch of other stuff. Deep Rock Galactic is still fun, immensely.
That never stops being fun.
It never does.
I believe there's a third game coming out in the series now where it's going to be
yet another spin-off.
Yeah.
That's like a thing.
It's like you're going on hulks instead of digging under. You're going on these big giant ships instead of digging under the ground.
I've heard something about that. It's like I couldn't tell you.
I'm sure it'll be great because those guys can do no wrong. I mean,
I honestly agree.
Folks, if you haven't played Deep Rock Galactic, it's great even solo. It's amazing. You don't need it's great with other people, but you can play very effectively by yourself because they give you a little robot buddy, and that robot buddy is great. I forget the robot buddy's name. Bosco, thank you. Bosco is amazing. I want a Bosco in real life. I wish I could have a Bosco. Bosco is amazing. Yeah, if you guys haven't played Deep Rock Galactic, it's really astounding. Like what they've done with random cave generation and the different types of gameplay modes. There's like half a dozen at least. And they just keep adding to it. They just keep building upon it. It's amazing. What a success story that is, and well deserved. Oh my god. Oh yeah, Chris, I remember the little robot buddy from Descent 2 and 3. The guide bot. Oh, I love the guide bot. I love how guide bot would. I love when guide bot would run away when bad guys came out. It would make this little, if I recall correctly, it would make this little sound and it would run away. I think I'm remembering that correctly. It's been a while. But yeah, Deep Rock Galactic has Bosco, and Bosco is absolutely terrific. Like, I wish I could have a real life Bosco. Seriously, I just love Bosco.
He's a wonderful fellow.
Wonderful, and makes it very effective to be a single player game. If you don't want to play with other people, or you don't have other people to play with, Deep Rock Galactic is still very playable as a single player game. Very playable because of Bosco. That's a lot of games, man. I'm glad you're fitting all that in.
Mostly by just playing bits of it at a time. Yeah,
that's kind of my life. Desecrators, David. Yes, Desecrators is amazing. If you guys haven't played Desecrators, it's like procedurally generated Descent, with really good procedural generation. And really,
I don't think I've ever heard of it, and now I feel like I want to try it out.
Oh, it has co-op as well.
It's got co-op.
It looks actually really nice.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's like the controls are fucking spot on. Excuse my language, but like they nailed the controls, which is not easy to do in a 6 Degree of Freedom shooter. But they nailed the controls. The combat feels great. The levels, they can be a bit puzzly, but the map that they give you is also fantastic, so you never get really lost. And it's a really, really great game.
I need to snag that, but also I am saving up money for a bunch of stuff, including the upcoming game Sea Power, because someone made the boat game. Someone made the Cold War boat game. It is purpose built to appeal to me and me alone. So I am going to get it the second it is available.
In November, I think. Next month, I think. They just have
no, it is. Yes, but they haven't given a specific date.
Yeah, they don't have a specific date, but sometime next month they're saying. but so many people on the Microsoft server are just Microprose server, are just chomping at the bit for that game. Like,
yes,
so
and
many.
there was a pre-releases given out to a bunch of people on YouTube, and so far everything I've seen is brilliant, except they're played by except a lot of these people aren't somehow less insane than me and are doing a bunch of things wrong, so it annoys me. Like, you know, when you watch a YouTube video of someone doing things wrong and you just want to do it for them, so you spare them the pain.
I always think of Trevor watching my early Starfleet 2 videos. That's what I always think of when I had no idea what the hell I was doing. Like, what? How do I do? How do I move? What am I doing? Boy. Yeah, it was embarrassing. It was very embarrassing.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, but I know a lot of people. I'm excited about Sea Power also, even though I know I'll be terrible at it. But I want to play it anyway. It's Microprose. I want to play it anyway. So is that it for you? Is that everything?
For the most part, yes.
Okay. David, how are you doing and what are you playing?
Well, I usually most likely say my situation is slightly mixed, neither good or bad, but it is troublesome. My father here at home, who is still having extremely hard time moving around the house.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, I have to do a lot of heavy lifting right now. So today we cut down one of the trees a little bit here.
Oh gosh.
But how do you? I guess it's called lemon elderflower or something like that. If you know what that is. So it's more like a bush, if anything. So
okay.
It is now holding berries, so we're making some drinks out of it. That's nice. But other than that, job searching continues, and yeah. But I am slowly but surely getting back into drawing it a little bit because I've been not feeling all too into it lately. I mean, I love to draw and stuff, but it has been a hard time getting back into it. Could be all the generative AI stuff going on in the background. Just demoralizes me or something like that.
No, that's completely fair. Yeah, I
Some people just say, "Oh, but if you don't use it, you can't stay in the game." Yeah, but I don't want to stay in the game. I want to draw for fun. That's it. And if you're just having fun, oh, what is that? Am I hearing something that? Oh, someone is stealing my AI-generated image. Oh no! How did that happen? Oh no! Oh no!
Okay, friends, this times us a little bit, but makes it a little timely. But yesterday, the story came out that this guy who made AI art using Midjourney to win a contest because there were no specific rules against it. Now he's complaining that he's, quote, losing millions of dollars because people are using his quote unquote art with AI to make their own quote unquote art. And here in America, they ruled wisely so that you cannot copyright AI art. Thank goodness. So he's like, oh, I'm losing millions of dollars. Yeah, okay, sure you are. But it's funny. It's just funny.
When one of the many things I've seen at least 3 times now with some AI generated pictures, I can even see clearly the Patreon insignia being distorted in a corner or something like that. Like,
what?
I see that.
Oh,
I see that.
Yeah, that happens a lot of times.
Oh my
I know what that logo was at one point. I know it. So yeah. So yeah, I'm slowly but surely getting back into the groove of things. I just have to just keep my head down and just look into my paper instead of what the hell others are doing. So, which is also how can I describe that? It's a humanizing feeling, something like that. Because now that I know that anyone can just enter a bunch of letters into a freaking generator, there's no skill anymore. So now I can just say, as soon as I see someone just putting in a single goddamn drawing that they made, nice work. You did something. You used your mechanical skill and just put something together. Thank you, or something like that. So yeah, so it has made me look at other artists a lot different now when I realized that.
That's
Yeah,
completely fair. Yeah.
yeah, like they're in the exact same boat that I am. So yeah, but we're talking about games as well. So should I rip off the Band-Aid and start talking about Star Citizen, how it's disintegrating right now?
Yes, yes,
Go for it.
yes. I wait.
Wait,
All right.
wait, it's disintegrating?
Well, the community is turning on each other and on Chris Roberts. Not you, Chris, here in the chat. I hope. Sorry.
Took them long enough,
Insert-
but also what changed?
Insert let them
What
fight
changed?
GIF
What
here.
changed? Oh yeah. So we have a very good example right off the bat. So they made the cargo update that people have longed for so long, where you can finally do cargo missions, because recently you can only buy commodities and sell it at our post and then get paid for it, vice versa. So now you can get proper missions and do those missions. In the same update, they changed the two tractor beams that you can use on your character. There's the multi-tool tractor beam and there's the giant tractor beam, basically a rifle tractor beam. Thank you, Chris. So something happened there with those two tractor beams. They were suddenly half as powerful. Their power was cut in half. They were slower to move around boxes with.
Oh, no.
And then they did something.
Should
I present to you? Should I present to you?
I think I know what you're talking about.
From a famous movie.
Go for it.
Bay 12, please. They introduced a power loader into the game. They introduced
which you
a
have
walking
to
forklift.
That you have to pay for.
Yes. Let that sink in. And not only that, but the upcoming change with those two multi-tool tractor beams also is that you can't lift every box anymore that you have always been able to do. So, as an example, the handheld multi-tool can lift from 1 to 8 SU. Those are basically in cubic meters, so it's a 8 cubic meter large box. So the multi-tool can no longer carry those giant 32 containers. How do you do that then? Well, let's take the big rifle tractor beam. That one can only lift up to 16. Wait a second. How am I going to operate this 32 containers then if I can't do it with my tractor beam?
Bitch.
Oh, because you're supposed to combine your beam, a la almost reverse Ghostbuster style, with a teammate.
What?
Guess what? A lot of people want to play the game solo. So people have realized, if I want to do this mission solo in the future, it's not implemented yet, I need to bring a friend with me who has the same tractor beam gun, or I just dish out this money and get the walking forklift.
I'll be happy to buy the forklift if every time I do have somebody donated my name for some reason, but I'll be happy to buy the forklift if every time I get in it, my character screams, "Get away from her, you bitch."
Yeah, so CIG has invented a problem here. It's very funny to see. It's really funny to see. But as the meme says, but wait, there's more!
Okay, I did have a side question, but if you want to keep going.
Shoot.
Okay, so
shoot.
I have been paying attention to this particular story. If I recall correctly, within the last couple of years, they also a while ago released a cargo loading van thing, but
the mule, yeah,
it doesn't do anything. So it's made for this specific situation where you're moving cargo, but it can't do the thing it was made for.
Yep. That's an absolute fair assessment.
And that also costs money. That mule thing you just mentioned, that also costs money.
Oh, yeah. So, the other story here, which is even more putting the community on fire, is that there's a very popular pirate ship that is called the Corsair. I mean, you hear the name. It's a Corsair. It's probably pirate themed or whatever.
Sure.
It has 4 giant guns and a couple of other guns for the pilot. Those 4 giant guns are now going to be split up between the pilot and its co-pilot.
What?
And people are up in arms at that, and because this appeared now during the on the test server with leaks. So people are up in arms like, why are you doing this? So here's the funny thing: someone brought the receipts. And it's kind of funny to see receipts. Every time when CIG releases a new ship to the game, or releases the concept sale where they want to sell you on the ship, they were actually answering to some of these questions. Oh, so this big ship has 4 weapons. Will a pilot be able to use all of them? Yeah, for now. But later we'll change it, divide it between the pilot and the co-pilot. It literally said it there, and people have been taking it for granted the whole this time to use their ship the way it has been working ever since it was released. So, and there's another little thing here. Pretty soon, trademark, that is typical of Chris Roberts, they will introduce engineering, where you had to do some more power management things. Like, do you remember how power management worked in FTL?
Sure, yeah.
Yes, you put picks from one place to another.
They have that exact same system coming to Star Citizen.
Why?
So,
No, why? I didn't need any of this. I didn't want any of this.
First of all, what do you mean the system they had in TIE Fighter? First of all, and second of all, 20 years!
Yeah!
23 years into the game's development, they're adding that.
Oh yeah, but I'm not done with Corsair because it gets even better.
Of course you're not.
Oh, great.
Yeah,
please keep going, please.
So the
gets
co-pilot,
okay.
right now with a co-pilot, has two operator modes they can do in the ship. They can use either the remote turret up on the roof or launch missiles. Not a whole lot. So when this update comes with a turret, this co-pilot will be responsible for engineering, switching to the top turret for top targets, or switching to the lower turret for engaging targets on the ground.
I mean, that sounds
That
nice.
poor guy will be overworked.
In a better game, that sounds nice. In a better, dedicated game, like I would play a game where you have like a team-based ship game.
Yeah, I mean, in a more competent game, I could see like, oh, we only have 2 crew members, but we have 3 turrets, so we'll have a robot that controls the other turret while you're not controlling that turret, or it'll be an AI turret that works with the AI of the ship that isn't as good as you being in it. You know, that's
like how Elite does it. That we're somehow bringing up as a positive example.
Wait, that's how Elite does it. That's how
Elite Dangerous has turrets that can be controlled by a co-pilot, but are typically autonomous.
Yep.
That's probably for the best.
Yes.
Yeah.
The co-pilot mechanic in Elite Dangerous is a gimmick that was added once and everyone forgot about it.
Oh, it was
but
crap.
It's still there, I
guess. It was
guess.
crap. Everyone tried it once and was like, this is garbage, and then never did it again.
Pretty
But
much.
Star Citizen.
Oh, jeez.
So I'm sorry I've taken up a lot
No,
of
it's
time
fine.
just talking about Star Citizen.
For ranting on Star Citizen, we always have the time.
Okay.
Agree.
There's always time to hear Star Citizen is doing poorly.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. It is pretty fun to watch that dumpster fire. Well, being on fire. So yeah. But yeah, if we're gonna talk about something else that I may have been playing, I have also played Din's Champion that Brian played on stream here the other week.
Oh, how
Great
is
game.
that?
I have some issues, maybe. I am, about 9 hours into the game. I still need to get some more hours. But I have now realized with the game, I hate to compare with Drox Operative that I love so dearly, but there may be too many active abilities. And what by meaning with that is that if you have a top-down click 'em up or whatever, like Diablo and stuff, I guess the toolbar would work pretty well for that. Because, you have to select what spell to cast or what ability to use, yada, yada, yada. But when you have also to place down blocks and place torches every goddamn second, that toolbar will fill up pretty quickly. So, and you can multi-class 3 classes at once. So, I haven't gotten that far.
You get into like an MMO level of hotbars, which
And I don't think the game is right now designed for it, so I probably have to write something to Steven. I like the game so far, Steven, but keep up the great work. I need to pump in some more hours. The Reaver, I think it was... I started out a new class, the the assassin, which was a little bit easier to handle because I've just used basically passive skills whenever I could so far, and I'm having much better time than my first character, where I actually had to use manual skill targeting and stuff. And that's also something, I don't know if you saw that, Brian, when you played, but there's one thing that Steven has done that I really like with the champion. Oh, I should probably also link the game. Sorry. Excuse me. And that is all attacks in the game are, how can I describe? They are like physically there. It's hard to explain. Like in Din's Legacy, if you click on an enemy, you will strike just that enemy. You may have some passive skills you can unlock that maybe attacks in a cone or something around you. But in this game, if you strike something and they walk behind you, you will miss.
So basically, the attacks are like physically modeled or kinetically modeled.
Yeah, exactly. So what I did at multiple points was that, oh, that's a giant enemy. He has a very slow attack speed. I run behind him, hit him in his back. He winds up for another attack. I run behind him again. Hits in his back. So I will down a very much more powerful enemy than my character was probably supposed to take out. But I loved it. I like that. So,
cool.
yeah. So, once again, I need to put in some more hours into this, but I think this is worth to keep an eye on, because if you like Terraria but would like to have some serious RPG mechanics that Soldak is known for, you're going to love this one.
And admittedly, Soldak, very good at their jobs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And other than that, I have also been playing Shadows of Doubt. I know I've been talking about that game so many times, but it has finally exited the early access.
I still have to get it. I'm
Which one? Oh, it's the weird ImSim detective thing.
Yeah.
That I keep thinking of getting into, and then I look at it and I go, "This is insane. I probably will enjoy it," and then I forget about it for a month.
I've been doing that.
I've been doing that so many times. The game left early access while I wasn't looking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It broke me. I bought it in early access just to try it out, and it broke me. I couldn't do it. It melted my brain. I couldn't do it. I couldn't.
Actually, it is on a 20% sale. I guess I'm gonna get it.
I mean, it's your money, Jacob. It's up to you. I like the game though. That's for sure. Also, a fun fact about Shadows of Doubt: if you're feeling, I guess I can call it feeling cheeky or whatever, you can actually name plots and streets.
Wait, what?
Yeah, so you can have the Space Game Junkie Hotel or whatever as an example.
That's kind of That's kind of
That's delightful.
Yeah.
That's cute.
Is there an editor in game or?
That is actually in game. Although stores cannot be changed directly, so all stores are generated with their name. But I remember someone was looking through the game files on YouTube a few months ago and realized that you can actually change those names in those save files, and those store names will actually change in game along with their pixelated neon sign on top, which is kind of cool. So there's the possibility that you can actually change names on stores and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
But I very much like it. But it does also have a problem that Seth Zintak may have talked about in this video that he posted a few weeks ago, or months ago, maybe. That really, though, all citizens in this game are pretty stupid. You shouldn't be taking this game too serious, if anything. It is a game.
Yeah, the game.
So, as an example, if you do any crime, and trust me, you'll do some criming in this game, because while you're stopping the murderer, you had to get your hands dirty in this game. As soon as you live in an apartment or a apartment complex, you're a free man. No one will remember for anything you did in there. They will all have amnesia and forget about you. But
no.
I still think it's the story is pretty funny with the game. With the, I mean, it doesn't say, but it seriously is, that the Coca-Cola company took over the world in the 1970s. I think that's pretty funny.
I mean,
and due to their hyper-industrialization, and due to their hyper-industrialization of Earth, they managed to melt the ice cap. So yeah, thank you, Coca-Cola company. Capitalism is great, isn't it? No,
Denmark's
it's not.
Denmark's now an island.
Yeah.
Well,
So,
okay. Sorry. Didn't mean
no,
to cut
I
you
think
off.
that was pretty much it from my side here. So,
Well-
sorry, go ahead.
Now, Jacob talked about really being excited about Sea Power coming up, so I just wanted to wrap up with, like, is there a game or two that we're all really excited about? And for me, it's the new Microsoft Flight Simulator. I am disgustingly...
Aren't they gonna get career mode?
Yeah, that's what I'm excited about, is the integrated, randomly generated, new missions every day, dozen different career modes like search and rescue, putting out fires, being a bush cargo delivery pilot, just being a VIP pilot. Just, I want to do all those things.
Actually, does that game have helicopters like
Yes.
working ones?
Yes,
Yes.
it does.
I might actually snag it then. I
Yeah.
am
Yeah,
a weirdo. I really like helicopters.
no, I'm really hoping I'm really hoping. See ya, Chris. I'm really hoping it scratches a similar itch that only Simcopter has scratched. That I didn't know I had, but no other game other than Simcopter has scratched this particular itch for me. So I'm really hoping the career mode in the new Microsoft Flight Simulator scratches that itch. And I've seen some videos on how the career is generated. It's new missions every day, and you can do multiple different career paths. So you can do like a helicopter rescue one day and put out a fire the next day. And it's kind of almost like Euro Truck Sim in that you build a company in the game, and you can unlock planes and helicopters and stuff. I am disgusted because the second game I ever bought for a DOS computer was Sublogic's Flight Simulator 2.0. I've been a Flight Simulator nut for decades, and yet eventually it's like, what do I do? I don't just want to fly from place to. I want to actually do a thing. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that Microsoft Flight Simulator has never been good at. They might have had a mission or two here and there. It's like, land on this runway, land on this oil derrick, that kind of thing. And the game is still going to have challenges like that. But now it's got a fully integrated, and there were third-party apps that would give you a career mode, but they never worked well for me. They were always kind of clunky. So having it integrated into the actual game and being, at least so far, single player only, just excites me to no end. Just I cannot wait. And the fact that it's coming to consoles means it's going to be optimized for a gamepad, and I'm excited about that also. So because I love my joystick, but I'm like, I've been enjoying flying Gunship 2000 with a gamepad lately, honestly. So I just am disgustingly excited about the new Microsoft Flight Simulator. I can't wait till next month. That career mode just oh my god. It might take over my life. I don't know. It looks amazing. I can't wait. Are there any games that you guys are really excited about that are coming out soon?
Yes.
Oh, I did take a look.
Go ahead, Julie.
Believe it or not, and I never thought I'd see one of these on Switch, Yakuza Kiwami. And
Wait, there's a Yakuza game coming out for.
Yes, yes,
oh wow!
yes,
Oh
there
wow!
is. And somewhere Spaz just heard me pronounce it and said, "Oh my God, you pronounced it wrong." But yes, it's a remake of the first Yakuza, and it's coming out for PC. I spent many hours watching Spaz playing the Yakuza game, and seemed pretty exciting.
Oh, I have it on Steam. I didn't know I had it on Steam, but that's amazing that it's coming to Switch.
Yeah, it's one of those kind of games you say, who did they have to sell or sold to fit this on a Switch?
I am always amazed. I mean, they got Skyrim on the Switch. They got Witcher 3 on the Switch. They got Wreckfest on the Switch. Like, I don't know how they do it, but the ports they've been doing on the Switch is just amazing.
Well, also, let's pay tribute to CD Projekt Red and something wonderful they did. Unlike people who put this Batman Trilogy and said, "Oh, great, Batman Trilogy on a cartridge. Oh, I'm sorry. There's only one game here. You have to download the other two. You bastards."
What?
Yeah, that's it. What says it's a Batman Arkham Trilogy, right? On that little Switch cartridge? No, it's not. You have to download the other two. Only one game's included on it. You still get all three games. But CD Projekt Red put the entire game on that one cartridge. Don't have to download anything else. That's amazing. They sprung for the extra space in the cartridge. So kudos where it's due.
That's nice. That's amazing that Switch is going to get a Yakuza game. Goodbye 100 hours on your Switch. God. Anybody else have a game they're really excited about that's coming out soon?
I think I have a few.
What was that?
I think I may have you.
Thorsten, you said something I didn't quite hear.
I said currently not.
Oh, okay, no worries.
I'm really.
There's a billion games coming out. It can probably be tough to figure out which game to be interested in. I get it. David, you were going to say something?
Before I get started, Jacob, do you have any?
I've already mentioned Sea Power.
Oh, yeah, Sea Power.
Sea Power, yeah.
Well, I see that Spaz has it on his wish list, so I remember seeing this one popping up. I think it popped up during the Summer's Summer's Game Fest, maybe it was called. Yeah, Granvir.
What's it called?
Apparently, some kind of roguelite mech shooter where you rip off parts of your enemies and put it on your mech. Think Metal Fatigue.
Oh,
it looks neat.
How have I not heard of this? I'm definitely adding that to my wish list. 100%. That does.
Before we forget, since Brian has said so many times about how wonderful the Shire is in the Lord of the Rings, Tales of the Shire, Holiday 2024, Live in the Shire.
Right. Oh, yeah. I hope they do a good job. If not, you can always visit the Shire in Lord of the Rings online. They did a great job in that one. One of my favorite places in that game.
Oh, and Brian, so I have circled back to freaking Net Devil again here. There is something similar to Auto Assault.
What?
I haven't. Well, I see you have it on your wish list, but I have completely missed this one until maybe a few months ago or something like that, and that's Fumes. Armed cars running around, low def graphics.
Oh,
this one looked interesting.
Yeah. Oh, there's a demo out now. I'm gonna add that to my.
Oh,
look at that! I like how you can. I like Steam did a thing recently where if there's a demo, you don't have to download it immediately. You can just add it to your library and download it later. Steam. I just want to close with saying Steam has been doing such a good job lately in terms of accessibility. Dear Lord, they've just been knocking it out of the park. But yeah, there's a demo. I'm definitely gonna try that out.
And then closing, but I'm not linking that. I'm still looking at you, stupid company over there. I'm looking at you. And that was, of course, Metal Gear Delta Snake Eater. I am curious. I am curious to see what Konami is doing, because they have been showing the right things, which makes me vary.
Because this is Konami we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know what they have done with a good old classic, so but yeah, I have my eyes on them. But I do appreciate the redesign for the boss, a character who's called the boss. She definitely looks more how I would remember from the PlayStation 2 days. So that's my opinion. But Jacob, what do you say about Ocelot? I think it looks amazing. Ocelot. His new design in Delta.
I actually haven't seen the trailers for new MGS.
Okay.
For the MGS remake, so I can't say anything because, like, I know there's a thing like some kind of remake coming out. I've not looked into the specifics.
Okay, well, that's probably for the better, so you're not disappointed. So I should probably not spend too much time digging into this. But yeah, someone have taken Ocelot's look from this Delta remake here, and then sketched his PlayStation 2 counterpart in Sons of Liberty onto him. And it's the exact same, how can I say it? Like the skull structure is matching kind of perfectly. It's kind of amazing that you can sketch his mustache and receding hairline, and you see Ocelot from MGS2. It's kind of crazy. So I think the art department have done something right? Question mark. Yeah, it's still Konami.
Konami. I'm still bracing for Impact.
Yeah, exactly. So I really should hold on to my horses. So yeah, I shouldn't get too old giddy here.
Yeah. No, I think it's
Konami.
Oh, good.
Konami is in fact Konami, and Konami is in fact the worst.
The absolute worst, even.
Good.
But didn't you guys like Armored Core 6? Did you guys like that one?
That's Bandai.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't know.
That's the
Apologies.
Bandai are also bad, but the Konami is worse.
Apologies. I can't keep them all straight anymore.
It's fine. It's fine.
I think that's a good place to wrap up, though. So, friends, thank you so much in the chat for hanging out with us today. Good seeing everybody. Tomorrow, unless something comes up, we're going to return to Euro Truck Simulator for the first time in like a month and a half. So, yay! I'm very excited about that. Next week, we're still working on a topic, so I don't know what that's going to be yet. But thank you, everyone, for listening. Thank you, everyone in the chat. You all are awesome. Have a wonderful day, everyone. Be safe, be well, take care of each other. Please get vaccinated if you haven't already. I can't believe I need to keep saying that, but I do. Get your shots, wear your masks. Thank you, as always, to our patrons for helping pay for things like Restream so we can stream to multiple